is that it sets you up for the future. The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? In this I will be confident. What's up, guys? Mitch from Crossover Performance, where faith, fitness, and fun become one. Today, we are going to talk about the diet of diets, the colossus of crunch, the graciousness of grub, the foodiest of the food, the king of count, the lord of losing, the titan of tracking. All right, dude, we get it. Let's get to the point here. We are going to be talking about counting your macros today. I'm gonna give you the basics, the rundown of what it is, what it means, how you do it. So just starting off, your macros is short for your macronutrients, which are going to be your three main sources of energy: your protein, your carbs, and your fat. 1 gram of protein equaling out to 4 calories. 1 gram of protein equaling out to 4 calories, 1 gram of carbs equaling out to 4 calories as well, and then 1 gram of fat equaling out to 9 calories. And then with those numbers, you basically calculate how much of each macronutrient your body needs in order to be optimized. So depending on your height, your weight, how much lean muscle you have, how active you are during the day, including what you do for work and how intense your workouts are, will all vary how many calories you need to maintain a certain body weight or a certain amount of muscle or fat. So it's very dependent and loose on how many calories you will need in order to reach your goals. Furthermore, there are a lot of apps that you can use to help with this, so you don't have to do all this on pen and paper or in your head or anything like that. MyFitnessPal is probably the most popular, most well-known, and most used app for this. It's the app that I personally use whenever I do track my macros. So I would recommend downloading that, playing around with it, and getting used to it. It's super simple. It has a tool where you can just scan the barcode of the product and the product will come up, and you just input how many servings you're having and it just tracks it for you. So the great thing about macros is it really allows you to see how much you eat in a day, and it shows you how much you can eat in a day while still either losing fat, maintaining your weight, or gaining muscle, gaining weight. I would say the most tedious part about counting your macros is the fact that you do have to weigh out your foods. You do have to measure everything. You do have to pay attention to serving sizes. What? A lot of times on social media, you'll see a lot of people that are part of the IIFYM crowd, which is the If It Fits Your Macros crowd. And they're always posting about how, you know, they get to eat cake or, you know, their favorite sweets and all that stuff, which is great. And it's true, they probably get to do that. But you also have to keep in mind that they don't get to eat a whole cake or the whole bag of Reese's. They get a small amount, because if they do eat the whole bag, it messes up their whole macros, and then it becomes a challenge to make everything fit.
That's what she said.
So counting your macros is very much so kind of like a complex puzzle, and the more you do it, the easier that complex puzzle gets. Now let's talk about the different ways you can use your macros to reach your goals. You can use your macros to lose weight. In order to lose weight, you have to be in a calorie deficit, which means that you have to be eating less calories than your body needs in an entire day to basically function. In a sense, in a very dramatic way, it's controlled starvation.
I don't need it.
And if you're going to be eating less than what your body needs, I highly, highly recommend that you are working out and doing strength training. What this will do is allow you to maintain more muscle and lose more fat. Because when you work out and you're in a calorie deficit, basically it is telling your body that it needs to hold on to that muscle since you're using it. So it will burn fat instead of muscle. Whereas if you aren't working out and you aren't using your muscle and you are in a calorie deficit, the muscle will probably go more quicker than the fat will, because your body is trying to do as much as it can to help you not starve, basically. Muscle is more costly as far as energy goes. It takes more fuel to use muscles than to use fat, obviously. So your body will get rid of the muscles first. So I highly recommend, if you're trying to lose weight, make sure you're doing some form of strength training in order to help maintain as much muscle as possible. Side note, also the more muscle you have, the more calories you burn, the leaner you'll get. So it's kind of like a win-win, I guess. Another thing you could do with macros is just maintain your weight all the way around. Pretty simple. You just eat at maintenance level calories. That's about it. Strength training will allow you to eat more food. So again, I recommend strength training. And then thirdly, if you are wanting to gain weight, in order to gain weight, you have to be eating more calories than your body actually needs to survive throughout the day. Generally, that means a lot more carbs. If you're trying to bulk or like gain muscle, then obviously probably upping the protein might help a little as well. And if you are trying to gain muscle, again, strength training. That's how you gotta do it. The last reason I love counting macros so much is that it sets you up for the future. The more you count macros and the longer you count your macros, you learn what works for your body. You learn how much you need to eat of, certain things in order to maintain, lose, gain, and it allows you to intuitively eat, which if you're becoming less serious about any specific goals that you have or anything like that, it's a much less mentally straining, way to eat and stay healthy. That's where I'm at right now. I have no real specific fat loss goals or anything like that. So I just intuitively eat and it works great. It's easy because I've counted macros ever since I started working out, and intuitively eating works for me now. But once I set a new goal and I get back into the mode of counting my macros again, then I'll jump back into that and makes things easy. So that's the basics of counting your macros. It is by far the most superior way to reach whatever goals you have, whether it is fat loss, weight loss, muscle gain, just maintenance. If you guys want me to make a more in-depth video on how to calculate your macros for fat loss, maintenance, and weight gain, make sure you smash that thumbs up button under the video. Leave a comment if you are interested in a video like that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a blessed day.